As society came out of the hunter-gatherer era into a more agrarian type of society, archaeologists have wondered for thousands of years, how do we maximize space on the end of a hoop house? Hey folks, welcome to the farm. I'm Gen X, so I inherently know that this is north. If you're not Gen X, you can look on your phone and tell which side of the hoop house is the north side. It's the side that the sun will never be on, and so you're not getting any solar gain and you're not getting any light. So all of the solar gain comes from this side, which means we have all this real estate on the north side of the wall that typically is just open, it's unused. If you look on a previous video, the north side of our hoop house had a tool wall, but for this one, we're putting in something very special, and that's the Varden vertical growing kits. So the kit itself is a metal grid with plastic cradles that fit on these cleats. And from here, you fill up these little bags with your media of choice, and then you cut and burn holes to be able to put your plants in. We've chosen to do a little bit more ornamental. Let's show you how to install it. Once you open up the box and check your components, you can cut along this dotted line, and this acts as your template to space out your cleats. Once the template is cut out, you're going to use these inner holes for this kit, and these next ones are if you're putting kits next to each other. So you can see how that kind of lines out and how you would stack them if you were going a long ways with multiple kits. It's not recommended that you install these on any farm animals. Isn't that right? You don't want this on you? No? Aside from a greenhouse, you could put this on a shed. Another terrible idea is putting it on a van for a mobile garden. We don't recommend putting it on a garage door because it'll get damaged when you roll it up. You could do it on a shipping container or an arbor. We used our fan mounting kit to go ahead and put our rails to put the cleats on. We used the template to screw the cleats onto the rail, and then we put the wire rack on the hooks. So the sleeves are already attached, but just in case you have a change or you take these off, they simply slide on and snap into place. An irrigation kit is included. There's a place to put a male end of the hose in, so you can put it on either side of the tray, wherever makes the most sense for your place. And then there's a plug, and that will be installed up at the top. The next component is you have a plugged 1/4 inch line and then a barb. The plug is going to go through the trays, and then this end is going to be sticking out, and it simply goes inside of the pre-punched holes on the supply line. Once the water's turned on, these little drippers water the trough, and it's soaked up through the media. It's recommended that once you put the irrigation into place that you check for any leaks. Now when you first turn it on, you'll notice that there's going to be a lot of dripping in place. That's eventually going to get sucked up by the socks. What you're looking for is sprays or mist where connection isn't tight, and then you can make that adjustment. This tube is used to fill these socks. The socks already come pre-tied on one end. That slips in the bottom. From there, you fill the tube. I like to compress a little bit as I go, and I fill it up to the top. We then unroll the tube, close it with a zip tie, snip off the ends, and then kind of shake the tube about to even everything out. You can use the potting mix of your choice. I did about 30% cocoa coir, and then I mixed in some Pro Mix. We're going to do succulents, we're going to do ornamentals on this side. I wanted to retain the moisture, but have good drainage. Place the full socks in the Varden trays. It's recommended that you pinch and cut with scissors, but if you really trust yourself and you've done a lot of it, you can burn a little hole and make sure that there's no fraying along the edge. You then put your plants of choice in the sock holes. We chose to do 5 holes, but you can put up to 6 plants in these. Just know what the constraints of your plants are and how much they're going to spread to make those decisions on your own. Once everything is planted, you turn on the irrigation and let a good soaking happen. We also chose to do a light mist and a light spray over everything to kind of clean up the dirt and wash it off for the first time. We like these systems because not only can they use that vertical space on the north end walls of a hoop house where typically no production is happening, but you can also move it around anywhere else on the farm that you want to jam up some more plants and grow some more flowers. So any place you have a surface that can hold a little bit of weight and you're not worried about getting wet, you can install one of these gardens. So the whole thing took us about 20-25 minutes with the planting and the irrigation and everything. Once this is up and we have everything done, we're going to connect these two with a single supply hose. That way we can just water once and be done with it. So to see what we do with it the rest of the summer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or if you're wondering if something's good to plant in there, ask me below and I'll let you know.